What's going on, everybody? I don't know how long this video is going to go. This video is not to engage or anything like that. This is for me to give my thoughts. I have the chat up, but I can't promise I'm going to go through all the chat, all the comments or anything like that. That's not what this video is about. I want to do this video, man. All right. And I hope everyone just listens throughout, because we're living in very, polarizing times right now. All right. And let me start off by saying, I mean, we're in a time where if you say something somebody doesn't like, they unsub, or like, you know what I mean? And people shut you out. Everybody just wants to hear what they want to hear. This is just a reminder that you're on this channel. If you're subscribed to me, it's to listen to what I think and what I have to say. That's why you're here. You're not here to listen to your opinion. Okay, I've never, in all my time here, told anyone what they want to hear. That's not what I do, right? And I'm not here for any of that. I'm simply here to give you my opinion on shit, what I think. All right? And I always say this, and it's like kind of like, but I gotta be honest. And one thing I'm noticing, just in general, here on YouTube, is boxing discourse, just my opinion, is at an all-time low. When I came to YouTube, honest to God, I just wanted to talk boxing with boxing channels. That's it. And it seems like I can't really do that right now for the most part. There are many channels that still I can discuss boxing with. It's not completely like, topsy-turvy or out of control or anything like that. That's not, I'm not saying like everybody's going through this. I'm just saying overall it's at an all-time low. I have a lot of things going on outside of YouTube world. And those are bigger than boxing, things that I deal with in my life. When I come on here to talk boxing, that's honestly all I want to do. You can scrutinize that. You can look at that and be like, oh, he just wants to talk boxing. I don't give a fuck. I'm just here to talk boxing. That's the purpose of my channel. Now, when I want to talk about things that I believe are bigger than boxing, I talk about things that are bigger than boxing, or that I believe are bigger than that. I am simply here to give my thoughts on this sport. I am simply here to give you my perspective and my honest opinion and my honest take. That is it. That's all I'm here to do. Nothing more, nothing less. It doesn't mean that I will shy away when I see what I consider injustices, like things that happened with Reagan, for example, the way the boxing press treated him, because that had everything to do within the boxing world. That I knew that there was a problem there. I know that there's boxing fans here on YouTube, not all of them, but there's a segment of them that are racist. I know that. And I have addressed them accordingly. But at the end of the day, I will address them on any specific topic, etc. But that can become toxic. And it could become toxic very, very quick. If I was to, there was a time where here on YouTube, there was a bunch of Nazi channels, right? And I say that, I'm not saying that they literally had swastikas on them or anything like that, okay? But there was, a channel on here that was clearly a white supremacist channel. It was clear as day. And instead of me just doing my thing and talking boxing, I let that, you know, dwell on me, and it made certain fights that shouldn't have been uncomfortable uncomfortable. When a lot of these, and I call them Nazi channel as a parody, all right? When they were on here talking about, Ward is scared of Kovalev, for example, right? What I should have done is just come on here and just tell everybody what I think, all right? That I believe Ward would win the fight. I did that. That was my prediction. I felt Ward was a better fighter. Ward ended up winning both fights, but I admit that the first fight could have gone either way. If you want to see Kovalev won it, that's fine. All right. But at the end of I don't have an issue with the second fight. Kovalev definitely looked like he quit to me in the second fight. But that's not here nor there. I should have just talked about the fight. Instead, all right, I engaged in it. And I have to be honest. Yes, did I make a lot of funny videos trolling them and all this? Yes. Okay. But it was toxic. Okay. It was toxic, and I couldn't enjoy boxing just for what it was. And I allowed a few YouTubers, okay, that for whatever reason, and we can say, well, the reason's obvious, style, but here's my point. They just didn't like Ward, okay? And I called them Nazi channels, and they had white murderous rows and all this other nonsense, and I engaged in that, okay? Now, what I just should have done is just talk about Ward versus Kovalev. I should have just broken down that fight and given my take. The result was going to be the same regardless. But you know what it did? It made the fight uncomfortable. That's what it did. It made the whole, it was just toxic. And I saw many channels even admit that afterwards. It's not fun to do that at all. Many of those channels right now are defunct, by the way. A lot of them are gone. A lot of them disappeared when Ward won the second fight. Some of them came back recently, but that's whatever to me. All right? I am here to talk to honest boxing fans. That's all I'm here to do. That's what I'm here to do. The X's and O's of the game. That's what I'm here to talk. That's what I'm here to do. All right? What I ask is don't love me when I'm saying the things you like, and don't hate me when I'm not saying things you don't like. I'm always going to come on here and give you my honest perspective. It's just the way I am. That's how I'm built. Okay? I'm not built to, just let me just come on here, survey the area, and tell people what they want to hear. That's not what I do. Right? Whataboutisms is a big problem in boxing right now. Okay? It's really, really bad. It's worse than ever. And not just on YouTube. I see it on Twitter. I see it everywhere, guys. Every other post I see, when a fighter makes a move or when news is announced, all I see is, oh, what about this and what about that? If it was this guy, you would have said this. If it would have been this other guy, you would have done that. If it would have been this, you would have done this. If it would have been that, you would have done that. Like, it's unbelievable to me. And I have to be honest, I've done it. We all do it to a certain degree. Even if you're conscious of it, you'll do it. It's inevitable. I get that. But my God, the one time I did it hard, right, and I could admit it, right, I did it hard. Now, it wasn't necessarily well, it kind of was. But, look, Kovalev versus Ward, if I remember correctly, I think I had to fight a draw the night of the fight. I could be wrong, but I have the video up. I have the receipt somewhere. Just got to find it. But Dude, I came on here, and because of all the toxic shit, I refused to give Kovalev any credit. And I did it because they wouldn't give Kovalev, I'm sorry, Ward any credit. That's why. That's why I did it. And I knowingly did that. And I came on here, and I had a post fight. I was a little tipsy even. And I was just clowning the Nazi channels. Right? And I even remember saying it just to rub it in. I'm going to give Kovalev no fucking credit, since you guys didn't give Ward any credit. That's exactly what I said. I knew what I was doing. I knew exactly what I was doing. I'm not even necessarily saying I'm wrong for that. I'm just a boxing fan. I could do what I want. Like, I could do that if I want. Like, you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with if people still want to do that. I'm just saying I'm not going to do that. Like, you know, if anyone looks at it objectively, you know, you can. I don't think it's the one-sided fight that HBO was talking about and a lot of the quote-unquote Nazi channels were talking about. But I do believe it was a toss-up. I think it could have gone either way. You could argue it could have gone to Kovalev. Kovalev did have success in the fight. I was nervous throughout the fight. I didn't want to hear, right, a lot of these racist channels just take everything away from Ward just because he lost to Kovalev. Do you understand how, like, unsettling and how uncomfortable looking at boxing through that lens made boxing? It wasn't fun anymore. And that's my fault. I allowed those people to dictate how I look at boxing. Because at the end of the day, their hatred is a reflection of them. It's not a reflection of me. It's a reflection of them. That's just the reality. And me, shit, I was a fan of Ward since the Olympics, bro. I was following Ward's entire career. I was here on YouTube when I predicted him to win the Super 6. All right? I have the receipts. I know there's a lot of people, everyone and their mother claims that they had him winning the Super 6 before it started. All right? I have the receipts. And it got to that point where now when he was announced the winner, was I ecstatic? Yes. Did I immediately come on YouTube to brag and just rub it in their faces? Absolutely. Yes, I did. Nothing wrong with Ward winning the fight, though. That I can tell you. The rematch, they were definitely being crybabies. All right. But that's not here nor there. But this is where the whataboutisms and all that, you know, it entails a lot in that. Like, a lot of people are like, well, how about how they would have acted if it was the other foot? And because once you start doing that, you go down a rabbit hole that never ends. It never ends, right? So I'll give you some examples. D-style boxing. I am against catch weights. When, let me rephrase that. I hate catch weights. There's already too many weight classes to begin with, by the way. The fact that they do catch weights is laughable. Okay? But I am completely against catch weights if it's for a world title, right? That's where I fall. I've been consistent about that throughout the years. And it doesn't matter if fighter X fights fighter Y. I don't care. Insert whoever the fuck you want. I'm going to be against it. Okay? I don't like title fights being at a catch weight. Ever. Before Canelo turned pro, by the way. There's a reason I'm saying that. All right? So the first catch weight drama I remember on YouTube was Pacquiao versus Cotto. Pacquiao wanted to fight Cotto at 145 pounds instead of 146. Okay. And there was, at that time, that was the big discussion. There was a lot of people, right, coming on here and they were using whataboutisms. Well, what about when Sugar Ray Leonard did it? And you know what I said? I said, well, Sugar Ray Leonard shouldn't have done it either. All right? Your hero Pacquiao and Sugar Ray Leonard are both in the wrong. And it's as simple as that. And then the other big catchweight hysteria was, again, Pacquiao. When he fought Antonio Margarito at 150 pounds or 151, I forget which pound it was, okay, for the 154-pound title. And they were marketing it as, oh, he's going to win title in a weight classes, yada, yada, yada. And let's leave aside the fact that was controversial and Margarito wasn't even ranked, neither was Pocket. Let's just place that aside, right? Just sticking to the catchweight. And I said, this is bullshit. What do you mean it's going to be a catchweight? If you want to win the title 154 pounds, win it 154 pounds. Oh, you're hating. It's because of Pacquiao, huh? It's because it's Pacquiao. I bet you if it was Morales, you would be okay with it. Blah 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 blah. Like, you know what I mean? Well, Chavez asked for a catchweight against Whitaker. I believe he did anyway, if I remember correctly. And I said, well, he was wrong. Shouldn't have done it. I'm not changing my stance on the catchweight. A lot of Mayweather fans were on board criticizing Manny Pacquiao for catchweights. Or they love D-style boxing. Oh, D-style, he's making great points as to why. I could explain to you guys why I'm against catchweights, but I'm just going by. I'm trying to preach consistency, right? So I don't want to spend too much time on that, but I would give my reasons why, and it made all the sense in the world. Right? Yeah, D-styles against catchweights. Yeah. Hit him. Yeah. Right? Rah. D-style, roo, rah. D-style, let's go, rah. Right? Okay. So now, fast forward. Mayweather's going to fight Canelo at 150, what was it, 52? Or I forget the weight, but it was a catchweight. All right? I was against it. I said, well, that's bullshit. If you want to fight for a title for 154, you should fight at 154. Not to mention that Mayweather had already fought De La Hoya at 154. He fought Cotto at 154. What the fuck's going on? What is this? Right? What happened? All of a sudden, the Mayweather fans said I was a Mayweather hater. Right? All of a sudden, there was no roo, rah for D-style. There was none of that. All I was doing is being consistent about catchweights. That's all I was doing. Now, I saw a lot of people make arguments about the catchweight. No, but Canelo asked for it, not Floyd. I don't give a fuck who asked for it. I'm against catchweights. Doesn't matter. Once you start playing this game of justifying it depending on who asked for what and who's what, and no, things should be uniform and your stance should remain the same. If fighter X fights fighter Y for a title, there should be no catchweight. That's my my formula doesn't change. Oh no, but D-style, you don't understand D-style. It's because Canelo's big. Canelo's going to, hydrate like 30, 40 pounds. So what are you saying? That he'll be too big and strong for him at 154? Well, what are you trying to say? No. Mayweather will beat him anyway. This is what they always said. The Pacquiao fans said the same thing. The Mayweather fans said the same thing. He'll beat him anyway, right? That's what they always argued. So then but leaving all that aside, I was against catchweight. All right. Fast forward a couple more years. Now, there's been other catchweights, but I'm going by the ones that really stick out to me. Before we fast forward, Another thing I saw Mayweather fans say, well, what about when Pacquiao did it? You guys didn't have a problem when Pacquiao did it, but now you want to complain about Mayweather doing it. So if you were against it when Pacquiao did it, shouldn't you be against it still? Or are you going to use a whataboutism to justify Mayweather doing it? Because even if there, they is very vague, but even if there's Pacquiao fans, right, or quote unquote Mayweather haters that were okay with Pacquiao doing it, but not okay with Mayweather doing it, that is just a reflection on them. That's their hypocrisy. That's them doing that. But you justifying it with a whataboutism, it literally means you're justifying the same exact thing. Therefore, you're doing the exact same thing. That's what's happening. Let's fast forward. Canelo and his Canelo weights, right? There was a multitude of them. Pick whichever one you want. I came out and I said, don't like it. You're going to fight for the middleweight championship at a catch weight. Well, first, before that, he did it to Matthew Haddon. I was openly against that. Openly against it. Right? He did it to, and then at middleweight. Openly against it. I said, no, I don't want to do this catchweight shit. Just fight him at the weight class. No. Oh, what about when Mayweather made him do it? This was Canelo fans saying this. If Mayweather did it, why can't Canelo do it? Well, obviously, they can do whatever the fuck they want since boxers make up their own fucking rules now. Okay? But I'm not telling you what they can or cannot do. I'm telling you my opinion on the matter. That's what I'm doing. I don't like the catch weights. Well, what about when Manny Pacquiao did? I don't care. They were both in the wrong. What about when Mayweather did it? Both in the wrong. The three amigos were all in the wrong. All right? And then Canelo fans would come out and say, well, you're only saying that because you hate Canelo. You have a bias and just have this hatred for Canelo, right? Well, like I was accused of just coming up with this hatred for catch weights because I wanted to hit on Canelo. Well, that's strange. Like I was against catch weights on here before Canelo even turned pro. So you're telling me that D-style can read the future? Like I knew that there would be a point where this fighter from Mexico called Canelo was going to be engaged in Canelo weight fights. And in order for me to criticize him for that and appear like I've always been consistent, I was going to start doing it from way back, like in 2009. But that doesn't make any sense. Okay? Now, if Floyd would have engaged in a catch weight fight, and I would have said, well, what about Manny? Y'all didn't complain when Manny did it, but now you want to complain that Mayweather did it. I'm okay with it, right? People could do that if they want. It's just I'm not. All right? Well, people didn't complain when Mayweather did it, so I'm not going to complain about it since Canelo's doing it. No. Like that's not the way I work. Okay? That's not. And I've given you examples of we're all guilty of it to a certain degree of times that I've done it, but this is just something that is at an all-time high right now. Okay? Right now. Okay, a fighter, is going to fight a crappy opponent. Well, what about so-and-so? What about this other guy? You didn't say anything when this guy fought a nobody. Now you want to criticize this fighter fighting nobody. Well, what about this? And what about that? And what? It's getting old. Honestly. It's getting old. The whataboutism and the cancel culture is getting fucking old. Okay, like it's getting old, and it's getting old quick. Because every other dude, and I'm saying every other because not everyone, it's about half and half. Okay, half dudes on here just aren't consistent, bro. I just gotta keep it real. And they justify anything and everything with whataboutisms. Well, what about what this guy did? Well, you know what? Well, when so and so did this, they didn't say anything. So whatever. Like it's getting old, and it's getting old quick. All right, and I'm seeing it everywhere. Can't stand it. I can't stand it. I just can't. I just gotta be honest with you. I mean, the boxing discourse is at an all-time low. No one could make a point without starting to call one side idiots. Okay, oh, you know what? This bunch of idiots stink. Let me tell you what these fucking morons. Well, you're already closing discourse and conversation, especially with debatable topics. All right, like it's amazing. And by the way, I'm not saying I'm completely innocent of any of this. I'm not. All right, nobody is. But the level in which you engage in it, does matter. It can make a difference, right? Well, what about, like it's getting old, dude. Like it's honestly getting old. I'm just being honest. It's getting old. And some of you have chatted in, or not chatted in, but joined panels, and that's what they do. Whataboutisms. That's what they got. That's all they bring. It's insane. Now, it's always been around. It's not new, but to me, it is at an all-time high right now. Right? And there isn't enough discussion, and there definitely isn't enough openness to counter arguments. I'm just seeing it. Okay. There's not enough openness to counter arguments, and there's less and less independent thinking. Like I am seeing it all over, and it's unbelievable to me. There's people that are shocked when I say something. You know what I mean? And believe me, D-style boxing is not a shock jock. That's not what I do. Not at all. It has not even benefited me to not be a shock jock. Okay? But that's not what I do. So anything I say, believe me, is not to shock and awe and catch people's attention. That's not what I do. Okay? I come with reason. I come with facts. Okay? I come with logic. And of course, I'm not perfect, but I try to be as objective as possible. And of course, I have biases. We all have biases. All right? But it doesn't, like, not being objective on purpose and cloaking we're all biased as and using that as an excuse to not try to use objectivity, to me, it's just not how I roll. All right? Now, with all that said, I want to address a couple things. All right? So, look, man, a lot of you guys got to be careful, man, who you're getting a pat in the back from. Okay? Like, I'm just telling you right now, man. All right? Like, it's too many people will run to the arms of somebody, and not even know what the fuck's going on, bro. All right? I don't want to give, some individuals out there a lot of attention. All right? But there is a lot of channels out there, all right, that, well, let me mention this name. So Ishay Smith, came out and he, gave his thoughts about the gloves and how he doesn't think that the fist was in the wrist area. Okay. Now I share that same sentiment. However, AJ Smith's already in a whole nother planet. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about now. He should have just made his point, let it be. He let a couple of people calm names, get to him. And now he's on this like campaign and crusade. And I just don't know what he's trying to accomplish necessarily, right? But like here's the problem. He's getting pats in the back and props from individuals who have said very racist things and have a very racist past here on YouTube. Like, and I don't even think he knows it. Right? Like, I'm just telling you right now. Like Deontay Wilder's entrance at the Fury fight, there was zero problems with that entrance. Anyone who has a problem with that entrance, I don't even know what to say. Okay? Yes, it was a pro-black entrance. Oh my God. Okay? Oh my God. Like, it would be hypocritical of me to criticize that entrance when I've never in my history of YouTube criticized any other entrances of somebody being proud of their heritage. Nobody called Kawanaki and all the Polish flags racist. Okay? Nobody calls Canelo racist when he comes out with sombrero and a poncho. Nobody does that. Okay? Now, the reason I'm saying that is because Ishe Smith is being used right now. He doesn't even know it by individuals who have called that entrance racist. And does he even know that? I don't know. And it ain't my job to inform him either. Okay? Like it's not. So I'm just here to kind of give my thoughts on shit. All right. Now, with all that said, of course, Ishe Smith is in a whole nother world right now. Okay. But at the end of the day, he should have just stuck to the subject. And that's another thing people can't do. People say things and they can't just stick to the subject. All right. Just stick to the subject of what's being talked about. Is it that difficult? I don't think it's that difficult. And I know there's a lot of people posting in the comments, but as I said at the beginning of this video, I just wanted to get my thoughts out here. Okay? So it's really simple. D-Style Boxing is here to give his thoughts and his perspective on the world of boxing. And once in a while, I come on here and I talk politics and religion and all the other stuff. Obviously, it's my channel. I can do what I want. Okay? And I am here to give you my thoughts and my opinions on certain subjects, including the sport of boxing. All right? Anyone, all right, that's not cool with that, you're more than welcome to unsubscribe. All right? It's as simple as that. If you're down with D-Style Boxing and you understand that my objective here is simply to talk about the sport that I love, and my objective is simply to talk about these fighters, past, present and past, all right, about the legends and the current crop of fighters trying to become legends. If you understand that I want a sport where there can be discourse, debate, and dialogue, right? And have it be, have good substance behind it. If you're down with that, then you could be down with D-Style Boxing. If you want to hear different perspectives, that have everything to do with boxing and nothing else. That's what this channel is about. It doesn't mean that I'm going to ignore, social issues or any of that, because sometimes it can't be ignored. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to talk politics on here. That's not what that means. But the majority of what I'm going to do here is talk boxing. And if you could handle a different perspective, if you can listen to a different point of view, if you have that ability, then this channel's for you. If you do not want to hear another perspective, if you always want to hear what you want to hear, this channel isn't for you. You're more than welcome to unsubscribe. Simple as that. All right? I don't want to hear, Tistao, don't say that. I don't want to hear any of that. You can give me your opinions. You're more than welcome to give me your opinions. Whoever you are. Every channel is like a boxing gym. Right? This is my gym. Whoever walks through those doors, you're more welcome to hit the speed bag and the punching bag. Okay? You're more than welcome to engage in the discourse as long as you keep it professional. I don't want to hear anybody come on here and just start trashing other channels when it has nothing to do with the topic we're talking about. I don't want to hear, I don't want to see people just here to instigate and start beefs. People that do that, I tend to believe, are intimidated by real boxing talk. Right? People that do that, I tend to believe, can argue against your arguments. A couple months ago, right? I went to someone's channel, right? And I tried to be civil with him, and then he went on me sideways. So he made me do something I didn't want to do, but I ended up doing. They tried to ambush me, and it didn't go very well, right? And while all that was funny and roasting them was funny and, embarrassing, all that, let me just tell you guys, I don't, I'm a grown ass man. I'm already 36 years old. Okay. I don't want to do all that. I just want to talk boxing. Okay. I don't want it to get ugly. And whoever does that, like I said, every channel is like a boxing gym. I'm not going to tell someone else how to run their ship. Okay. It's not the way I roll. I'm just telling you what I want to do. I just want to talk boxing, man. That's it. I have a lot of issues in my personal life and just like everybody else that I'm dealing with, this is just an escape, bro. This is just for me to come and get away from all that ugly shit. Right? A couple years ago, I'm just giving examples. There was another channel on here, a Hispanic channel, that went a little sideways on me. And I came on here and I shredded them and this, that, and the third. And everybody was laughing at the guy. And I'll be honest with you, like a part of me, just a small part of me, felt bad for the guy. Because all you have to do is keep it respectful with me. That's it. You just have to keep it respectful. And I wouldn't have embarrassed him. I'm not here to embarrass anybody. That's not my, obviously I'm a counterpuncher. You know what I mean? Somebody comes at me, I'm going to strike back. Right? Don't mistake, right? Don't mistake my kindness for weakness, okay? In fact, all the raw, tough dudes on here ain't tough, bro, okay? Like they're just not. A lot of the dudes that come on here and you know and do videos with wife beaters and shit from shoulder up because they don't want to show their man titties. All those dudes ain't tough, bro. Okay, all right, like this. But anyway, all right, like that Porky Pig looking motherfucker. But yeah, that's all, folks. But look, man. Okay, I see. I'm doing it now, but I don't want to do that. Okay, that's not what I want. I just want to talk boxing with people. That's why I came on here. When I discovered YouTube and boxing talk, and I saw blood boxing on here, I didn't say, "Oh man, who can I come on here and troll and make fun of and own and destroy?" That's not what I told myself. I said, "I ain't got nobody around here to talk intelligent boxing talk with. Who's here?" And I discovered a community with a lot of people that knew boxing. Some of them are still here, right? And all I want to see is a bit of discourse. I just want to see better debates. I want to see a more variety of opinion because we're all individuals, and I'm telling you right now, ain't no way, okay, everyone thinks the same. It's impossible, right? So that's that. I want to see more creativity, right? Everyone talking about the same shit. That goes for me too, by the way. But everyone talking about the same shit, right? Let's just be more creative, right? And that's that. Let me give a quick shout out to everybody. God damn, I went on. Chief Funky, what's up? Joe Lopez 40 ounce, A Rod, Stormy B Man, AJ 10, Marcus Johnson, Get This Smoke, Eddie Alem, Chicano Prophet, Jimmy, well, what's that? Okay, I'm not going to read that shit. Big Dog Willie, Christian NWO, Drew Titan, Mr. Shelton. What's going on, guys? All right. This is D-Style Boxing. I'll be on later for, a more fun video. All right. But I'm out. Peace.